The most dreaded thing has happened at our Airbnb. I knew it was gonna happen eventually, but we've been able to avoid it for the 8 months that the place has been up for rent. Our cleaner's out of town and she wasn't able to find a replacement. So we're loading up the car and heading up to Whidbey Island in order to turn over the Airbnb for the very first time ourselves.
I'm scared.
We just don't know what we're gonna find. Some turnovers are a breeze, and with others it's like a tornado blew through. Maybe only one bedroom was used, or sometimes it definitely seems like more than 10 people stayed there, which is our max capacity. So we're not really looking forward to this, but we're taking the opportunity to fix a few things at the house and get Sealy some fresh island air. Maybe we'll make a midday lunch to lift our spirits. I found this broken zipper last time that we were at the house, so I'm just gonna try and sew it shut instead of throwing it away and buying a new pillow. As responsible property owners, we do try to keep tabs on how all of our properties are doing, both physically and financially. And as the title of this video alludes, I'm going to open up about how my investment portfolio is performing overall. Kendall's chuckling a little bit right now because our fancy investment portfolio really only consists of 2 properties, our primary home here and the Whidbey Island house. But I do hope to add another place, or maybe 2 in the future sometime. There's a number of benefits to real estate investing, but the 2 biggest and easiest to understand in my opinion, and really what I concern myself the most with right now, are cash flow and long-term appreciation. Now, I made another video recently about how the Whidbey Airbnb is performing in terms of cash flow, and you can check that out here. Overall, it's doing pretty well. It pays for itself and a little bit more, providing a nice little cushion for any home repairs that need attending to. This next summer is going to be our first full vacation season, so we'll see how it performs amid the Airbnb bust that everyone's talking about. Our house doesn't currently produce any income because, you know, we live here. But you might have seen in my last video that we're making some moves to rent out the basement if we ever should need to or want to. We're updating our heating system. We have this natural gas furnace here, and there's no heat downstairs just because there hasn't been any vents cut into the ductwork. But, we're gonna be able to get rid of a lot of this ductwork. We're going to be able to move this very tight kind of spidery bathroom to this space and create this really nice luxurious bathroom that's connected to the downstairs office space right now. We're not planning to house hack this space anytime soon, but since we're completely self-employed in a very roller coaster industry, we always like having a backup plan in case the worst happens and we need the extra income. Right now, this is our office, so it's definitely gonna be nice to have good heat down here and not just a little tiny space heater. If you're looking to make a home in Seattle, or anywhere really, send me a message and we'll get started together. I run a small real estate team in the Seattle area, and I'm connected with a number of really great realtors around the country if you're looking for a referral closer to you. Seriously though, just send me an email or sign up for an appointment down below. I spend most of my time either behind the computer, looking at houses with clients, or in my garage building something.
Yes, it would have been easier to not bring the 1-year-old, but having Joanna makes it so that we can bring her places with us and see her more. And Joanna's pretty good company too.
Now, you might be familiar with HomeBot. Our lender friend sets up all of our clients with a monthly digest and valuation update. Estimates from HomeBot and Zillow are a pretty good starting point, but I really do recommend talking with a realtor, like me, to get a better idea of your home's current value. You need to factor in updates that you're making in the house, real-time trends in your neighborhood, and the larger market as well. For example, right now, all of these estimate algorithms are giving out fairly low values because the market's been slow for the past 6 months. But things are picking up. I submitted an offer for a client recently on a house, and we were one of 23 offers. And the house needed about $30,000 worth of immediate sewer and roof work. We purchased this vacation house for $920,000 in April of 22, when interest rates were pretty crazy low and competition was insane. We wanted something close by that we could visit at the last minute in order to get away from our hectic work schedules. And we thought that we could maybe fund the whole thing by renting it out on Airbnb. Not long after we closed on the house, the market began to normalize and slow down quite a bit. This means that had we waited, we would have had a much higher interest rate, but it also means we probably could have bought a similar house for much less. Oh well, I always say that the best time to buy a house was yesterday. But that does mean that today this house has lost almost 20% of its value and it's worth about $750,000.
What?
Let's have a look around. I want to show you a little bit of this house. We set up this cleaning shelf, which I really do like. This is the stairwell to the garage, which we lock for guests normally. And let's see, just getting a roll of paper towels. We have this whole shelf here that's, it's very handy to have a bunch of extra resources. We found that if we just leave them in the house, people steal it. I don't know why anyone would want to take a giant roll of garbage bags, but they do. It's taken like 3 hours now, mostly because we're just waiting on laundry. This house has 4 bedrooms, and all of the sheets need to be washed, the floors need to be vacuumed, 2 bathrooms need to be cleaned, and then just tidied up. And there's a lot of furniture here, and counter surfaces and tables. They all need to be wiped down. It is a lot of work.
One perk, the previous guest did not leave a big mess, but they did leave ice cream.
Yay! You said no to the no.
Oh, you don't like ice cream? Try again. Now let's take a look at our house back in Seattle. We bought it in May of 2021 and locked in a pretty solid low interest rate of like 3.65%, I believe. At the height of last year's market, our house was worth about $1.05 million, but today HomeBot says our house is worth $950K. So it's still worth more than we paid for it, but in the last 6 months, we've lost about $100,000 of value. But I'm pretty sure with the market turning around, we're going to regain some of that value fairly quickly. Now, we don't plan to move anytime soon, so the dip on our primary residence doesn't give me too much pause. And we're also planning to hold on to the Whidbey Island house for a long time, but that one does hurt quite a bit more. Partly because the decrease is so drastic, and partly because I like having flexibility with investment properties. While we have no specific plans to sell it, I do like having the option to roll it into another investment, or simply to get rid of it if we don't want it anymore. But with the way that things are going, we'll definitely be holding on to it for at least a couple more years. And I'm okay with that. We profited about $13,000 on last year's rental income, which is great. We're definitely saving all of that though, because, the deck needs repairs and the mini splits are acting up. So no, it's not passive income by any means, and I don't expect to get rich off of this asset. I like visiting the island. It's very peaceful there. It's a pretty house. It's big enough to host our family or a group of friends. It's a house that we could give to adult Sealy if we do end up owning it for that long. That's it for now. Send me a message and say hi, or just stay tuned for more housing and design content from my home in Seattle. Bye.